This week we're back at it with Americana staple by Bob Dylan, the man himself.
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Did you draw a blank, or were you waiting for me to chime in?
Waiting for you to chime in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
the song
we don't have a script we're following.
I know this song is like one of his most popular, most well-known songs.
I know it's been covered a lot, yeah.
However, I did not know that it was released as a single for an album that was Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
It was a soundtrack for a movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
which is timely. We actually chose this song before we even left to go to the Southwest, and we knew a couple of things that we were going to be doing while we were out there, but we didn't know everything we were going to be doing because we left time and space in our schedule to see and do things that were just in the moment kind of presented themselves.
And one of those things we saw was Billy the Kid's grave.
We did, and we learned some history there, which just sort of made me laugh.
That it's been stolen twice.
The headstone. The headstone has been stolen not once, but twice. It was missing for 26 years the first time, and then 3 years after it was returned, it got stolen again. And
that time was tracked down pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was tracked down pretty quick. And then they brought it back, and then they put it in a cage. So it's double caged right now at the foot of the grave. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Evidently, they had replaced the headstone at some point or something, though, because there was still a headstone that was for...
That was a different... that was a community headstone, I think they added later. That was
That's what I was saying. I think they added it later.
It had the other two people that were buried next to him.
Yeah, that were all
his gang.
Killed the same day. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the song "Knocking on Heaven's Door." I've always thought that it had a Western kind of feel to it, and it revoked kind of Southwest imagery for some reason.
Well, I think because they take the badge off of me.
Yeah,
you don't. Police officers nowadays don't pin their badge on them. They have a lanyard or maybe in their wallet, but it's not on them.
I guess that's probably it. And then the laying down your guns is kind of a...
Bury the guns, yeah.
For some reason, burying the guns and laying down your guns is like a Southwestern metaphor to me.
Well, it's almost...
Wild West type of imagery comes up.
Yeah, I always took it as... I did think it was a law person that was in the process. They knew that they were at their end and they were asking for their last wishes to be honored. And one last wish is just take the badge off of me. That'll be your memento, but bury my guns in the ground because guns are what's brought me to this point and they shouldn't be used anymore. They should just be buried.
I don't know how the song was used in the movie because I haven't seen that particular Billy the Kid, but
I think it's time to go see it. Yeah, but it's 1973 movie.
I would guess so the sheriff would have been Pat Garrett.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was in the... I don't remember, though. I think it was the one that... Because Pat Garrett got him. Mm-hmm. He got a different law person.
Right, but I'm saying
I think it was that person
be
passing.
Used as a introspective for Pat Garrett. He didn't want to...
I suppose we're just going to have to go watch the movie.
Because Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, I thought, had some type of camaraderie at some point, early in the early days, but I could be mistaken about that. And that he didn't want to go chase down Billy the Kid.
We're just going to have to go watch the movie.
I have to freshen up on my Billy the Kid history after this most recent...
Yeah, we're freshly off the road, so...
Off the most recent forte. But anyways, the song...
Hey friends, go to SugarLimeBlue.com right now to get your hat and t-shirt and our new Ritz guitar logo. See you there.
The song has a lot of Southwest imagery in it. I've always thought that since the first time I heard it, and now I guess I know why, because it was written for a Southwestern themed movie with gunfighters.
Yep, which we did not know when we chose it before we went on the road, so I think that's pretty...
It's pretty cool.
Funny that we were going to the Southwest, and the song is written for the Southwest, and we were ready to do it when we got back.
Mm-hmm. It has a lot of that imagery in there of the gunfighters burying their guns or, taking the badge off and choosing a different way or whatever, Mm-hmm. I can see it being used in a Southwestern movie very easily.
I think it's pretty catchy, too, because it repeats the the hook over and over again. I feel like it's easy to sing along with or latch onto.
Definitely
Yeah,
can be considered like a sing along or an anthemic type of song, you know. And it was so accessible, I guess, that multiple artists decided to cover it.
Yeah.
One being Eric Clapton,
of course.
I think he had like a smaller hit with it as well. And then the second being Guns N' Roses, which I also was surprised to learn. I knew they had covered the song, but I didn't really know their timeline of it, which is fairly interesting. So they released their first album, Appetite for Destruction, and on the single of Welcome to the Jungle, which I think might have been one of their first.
I don't know much about Guns N' Roses.
They released a live version of Knock on Heaven's Door, so that means they'd been playing it for quite a while by the time they actually recorded it. Several years
Which I
later.
think is good.
Yeah.
I mean, as an artist, I prefer to road test a song for a little while and then go to the studio with it, because you've got all the kinks kind of worked out.
Especially sometimes covers, because you kind of adapt it to your own style.
Absolutely, because you don't. I mean, like at first, at least for me, when I first learn a song, I feel like we stick a little closer to the original, you know, and then over time it sort of becomes something else if you're playing it live.
You start to take ownership and it becomes something
Yeah.
a little more unique. But it was interesting that they also released the studio version of the song. They released it as a single from a movie as well.
Oh.
And that was a movie in the 90s. Any guesses as to what that might be?
Nope.
So you don't want to be put on the spot?
Nope. No, thank you.
So if you got your guesses,
General
and you're
rule
watching
of thumb.
live, you can guess now, and you can drop the name of the movie if you remember it. Early 90s movie, and it featured Tom Cruise, would be the first clue. Second clue was it featured race car driving.
Yeah, so not Top Gun.
So not Top Gun, the famous 90s
Tom Cruise movie, yeah.
It was the movie Days of Thunder.
Okay.
And I might be wrong about Top Gun being a 90s movie. That might have been in the late 80s.
I don't know.
But anyhow.
Who knows? Somebody knows.
Released on that, and then they did a few tweaks on it and released it on their studio album Use Your Illusion. And I'm not sure if that appeared on Use Your Illusion Volume 1 or Volume 2, but that was I don't know if you remember that, but it was a 2 CD set that was released over a course of a couple weeks or months. Like it was like called Use Your Illusion Volume 1 and Use Your Illusion Volume 2.
Is it on one of those publisher clearinghouse where you send them a penny and they send you a new
12
CD
CDs.
every month?
I wonder. I probably got it that way. So, no, actually, I bought Use Your Illusion Volume 2, but I never owned Volume 1, which was interesting. And
Was it Publishers Clearinghouse? I feel like...
No, not Publishers Clearinghouse.
What was
Columbia Records.
Columbia Records. Thank you. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. That was the guy
Another
with the big
tidbit of
check.
Americana,
Yeah.
just like, this song is a staple of Americana to me. It's and Bob Dylan, he wrote the Great American Songbook, or at least not in its entirety, but a good chunk of it. If you were to factor in him and Robert Hunter from the Grateful Dead, they probably wrote so many songs about, the great Americana of the United States.
And just the American experience through history.
The American
yeah.
experience and what it's like to live and experience America. Quick couple notes about the album. It had two notable musicians on it besides Bob Dylan himself.
The Bob Dylan one? Okay.
It had Roger McGuinn. He played on it. He's a guitar player, and a lot of people credit him with his own style of like a jingly thing, because he has he was famous for playing a 12-string Rickenbacker guitar, and he was one of the members or founding members, I believe, of the Byrds, the band The Byrds. And then Jim Keltner played drums on it, which, a lot of people aren't like drum enthusiasts and may not recognize his name. It's hard for a drummer to become a household name, but I assure you he was a studio titan, played on Bob Dylan records, Carly Simon records, everything, even toured with people like Crosby, Stills and Nash, toured with Neil Young, recorded on albums, from Sheryl Crow to Gillian Welch and everything in between, and before and after. Really had about 4 or 5 decades of studio recording and touring experience. So a lot of drummers will know who Jim Keltner is, even if he's not a household name. It's funny. I guess to be a drummer, because even though they're kind of like in movies and things, or like in pop culture, they're kind of idolized as like groupie attractors. They play the drums. However, I may be second to like a lead singer, lead guitar player type, but there's not really that many household drummer names, where like you'd ask the average layman and they'd be like, oh yeah. And like, if you said, to the average person, name 10 famous rock drummers, they'd be hard pressed to do it. But if you said, hey, name 10 lead singers, it'd probably be, they could make a list of 100 or 200.
Yeah.
So anyhow, speaking of Western style, I like your outfit today.
Thank you.
I like is it a poncho?
I don't know what constitute a poncho versus a wrap. I think a poncho goes over your head.
I think that this could be a poncho.
This is a wrap
poncho.
that I have pinned with a little foxy baby.
Oh, speaking of outerwear, we have had mentioned that maybe for a Saturday chat in the future, we should discuss our hat collection.
Oh, yes. We will have to dedicate some time to that at this juncture.
I mean, between each of us, we probably have, between the two of us, 20 hats.
I don't want to count. And we're not talking about ball caps either. We're talking
about like hats.
Yeah.
My most recent hat girl.
Yeah.
Coming to hats late.
I'm a brand new hat girly.
So you know what a true sombrero, a true poncho wearing person would do right now?
Take a nap.
Yeah.
With their napping cat.
They would take a nap with their napping cat.
I will. You guys, thanks for joining us. I'll let Dave carry it from here.
Thank you guys for joining us this week for the Saturday chat. We hope you enjoy our tribute to Bob Dylan tomorrow, Knockin' on Heaven's Door, the Southwestern themed elements, our Cosmic Cowgirl vibe coming at you. If you like what we're doing, please take time to like and subscribe and share. And we need more ideas. So in the comment section below, please leave a couple ideas of songs that may fit our vibe that you would like to see covered in our Sunday shout out series. If you want to see more about our Southwest tour, our most recent one, please join us on Facebook or subscribe to our email, and you'll probably get plenty of pictures. Also Instagram and, pretty much anywhere there's a social media platform. We try to post some things, but the majority of our content is going to always be on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. You asleep already?
Yeah, you woke me up. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.